So, you take nutrients, you take vitamins, you take minerals, amino acids, fatty acids, simple sugars, proteins. Here's the thing. I'm often asked if there's one supplement that needs to be taken, if there's one thing that the human body needs more than anything else, what is it? If you can only take one thing, you want to take Gata. You probably haven't heard of Gata before, but Gata is the most essential nutrient in the human body. This stuff actually starts in the esophagus, balancing out pH levels. So things like acid reflux, indigestion, heartburn, things of that nature. It goes in and balances all that, so they're generally gone within 2 to 3 weeks. It then goes into the stomach, and it helps us to break down all our foods properly. So your indigestion and things like that, virtually non-existent anymore. Then what happens is it goes into the colon. In our colon, it goes in and it helps to break up any old fecal matter. You got one of those big old bellies that's hard as a rock, you got a bunch of built up fecal matter in there that needs to go. You don't want that stuff hanging around. When it's all built up and packed in there, think about taking a bunch of food. And you take your food, your vegetables and some meat and some fruits, and you squish them all together. And you put it in a 98-degree temperature, wet, and leave it there for a few days. It's putrid and nasty. Well, Gata goes in there and helps to break all this up. Furthermore, one of the most important things it does is it puts elasticity in the colon. Now, our colon is 26 to 38 feet long. It sits right in here, and with elasticity, it can pulse and move. Most importantly, you absorb your nutrition through it. So let's say, take a multivitamin mineral, right? Everybody takes a multivitamin. If you do not have Gata in your diet, what happens is most of that, the majority of that multivitamin mineral is not absorbed because your colon doesn't have the elasticity necessary to get it from there into the bloodstream. So this Gata goes in and helps the elasticity of the colon so that it can function and pulse properly. Then, once Gata goes into the bloodstream, it rehydrates the cells in the bloodstream so that you have a good natural kind of energy. You even have a better focus and concentration. With more energy comes more focus and concentration, but with hydration comes an overall feeling of well-being. Once it goes into the colon or into the bloodstream, it will then go into the arterial walls, and it does in the arterial walls the same thing that it does in the colon. It creates elasticity. It helps, and elasticity is like a rubber band. If you take a rubber band and you take the stretchiness out of it, what happens? It starts to crumble and fall apart and break. That's what happens to our arterial walls. You get internal cracking and bleeding in the arterial wall. You know, you're internally bleeding. Then plaque buildup happens to stop you from internally bleeding, and you get a blockage. With Gata, it goes in and it puts that elasticity in there, so that the arteries can bend and function the way they're supposed to. You see, in the heart, you have veins and you have arteries, and the veins take blood away from the heart. The arteries take blood to the heart. The arterial walls have muscles around them that help the heart to pump. Those muscles pulse. So the arteries are under more stress than the veins. If you don't have proper elasticity there, simply what happens is they start to crack and bleed, and you get what we call heart disease. Gata gives the body that elasticity that it's supposed to have, so that those cracked and bleeding arterial walls can now start to function better, and you no longer need the cholesterol buildup because they start to heal. Then what happens is Gata will work its way from there into the joints. Gata is like oil on our joints. It lubricates the joint. they've actually done double-blind controlled placebo studies proving that the ingredients in Gata are more effective at relieving joint pain than Celebrex with none of the negative side effects. Heck, this stuff actually helps heart disease. It actually helps heart disease instead of causing heart disease like Celebrex. Okay? So anyway, Gata then goes from there into our skin. It's lubricated all the joints, so you have less pain. You know, with more lubrication, you have less friction. Less friction means less inflammation, which means less pain. Only makes sense, right? Well, from there it goes out to the skin. In the skin, Gata puts, once again, elasticity back in the skin. So you get cut up, banged up, bruised up, or burned up, we heal more quickly, but also it helps to reduce wrinkles and the signs of aging. From there, Gata goes and it helps, see, our fingernails and hair are made of dead skin cells, right? So, when we have healthy dead skin cells, we have healthy hair and healthy fingernails. Literally, there is no supplement, no product on earth more important than Gata. A lot of people ask me and say, well, where does Gata come from? If it's, Gata is as toxic as water. The only way that this is going to hurt you is if you drown in it. Okay? And it comes in a powder or a capsule, so it's not very likely that you're going to drown in Gata. Now, it is the fourth most abundant molecule in the human body. Gata comes down in rainwater. It permeates all our fruits and vegetables. It's literally in every single meal that we eat, as long as you eat them fresh. See, within about 48 hours, Gata starts to dissipate. Within 72 hours, there's nothing left. So if you go to the grocery store like I do, and you go and get your fruits and vegetables from there, it's taken more than 72 hours for them to arrive at the grocery store. We're not getting it. And this is one of the reasons that that heart disease is so prevalent, that digestive issues are so prevalent, that arthritis is so prevalent, that people don't have good hair, skin, nails, that we don't absorb our nutrition properly, that we have poor digestion, that we have acid reflux, indigestion, and all those things. Gata helps with all these different disorders because it has a systemic effect throughout the body. It's one of the only things I know of that there's literally not a disorder that we get today that it does not help. Now, whoever sent you this video, whoever's telling you about this, you need to contact them. The only place you can get the best source of Gata is through Trivera. This company right here is changing healthcare. They are going to revolutionize the world. Basically, it's time. It's time that our medical professionals start learning about nutrition and supplementation. There's a few of them out there that are already getting on board, but we're going to teach them en masse how to heal people through natural means instead of using synthetic drugs that kill over 100,000 people a year. There's a better way, and this company has figured it out. So you need to get involved in the new healthcare system that Trivera is creating, or if you're too busy and you just don't have anything going on there, do yourself a favor, get you some Gata, give it to your children. I give it to my son. I gave it to my son since he was born. He's 7. I've been taking it since I think I was 15. My daughter is 10 months old. She's been taking it since she was 6 months old. Give these people a call, 256-757-0451 or 855-757-0451. Email them, triverin@gmail.com. Okay, find triverin.com. Order you some of this. Get in contact with the person that told you about it. This is the most important thing to help correct almost every disorder out there. If you have any questions, let them know at Trivera.